Namaskar, I am Ashok Rai and you are watching Agenda with Ashok Rai. I request you to follow this channel, share it with your friends and do write your agreement or disagreement in the comment section. You are most welcome. Today we are discussing Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to China. He has arrived in China to participate in the SCO Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, where he received a grand welcome. This visit comes after a long gap since 2018 and is especially significant because US President Donald Trump recently imposed a 50% tariff on Indian goods. Naturally, the entire world is closely watching this visit. At present, India is facing the brunt of heavy US tariff and it is therefore looking for alternative global market for its export. In this context, PM Modi also visited Japan recently, where several agreements were signed, including an announcement of 35,000 crore rupees investment by Suzuki Motors in Gujarat. Now Modi could have directly traveled to China for the SCO summit, but instead of he chose to visit Japan first, and this in itself a strong signal. It sends a clear message to both China and the US that India will no longer be dependent on any single nation. However, the trade potential with China seems limited, as India already imports more than China its exports, and Chinese consumers predominantly prefer domestically manufactured goods. So the current warmth from China appears to be driven more by need than goodwill. With the export opportunity in the US and Europe sinking, China now sees India's 1.4 billion strong population as a massive consumer market. That's why India's importance has risen in China's eyes and PM Modi is being accorded such a grand reception. India must not forget that in the recent May conflict with Pakistan, China openly supported Pakistan. Furthermore, following Chinese Foreign Minister Yang Yi's visit to India, soon after he went to Afghanistan and then to Pakistan, where he reiterated China's firm support for Pakistan sovereignty. This clearly shows that China is not going to abandon Pakistan at any cost. So, while building ties with China, India must remain cautious and alert. China is organizing a grand parade on September 3rd, where Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean dictator Kim Jong are also expected. Interestingly, Narendra Modi is not staying back for the parade, which is being seen as a smart diplomatic move. It shows that India does not want to appear completely dependent on China just because of strained ties with the US. Can this be interpreted as India and China coming together to give a message to the US? To some extent, yes. Both countries are aggrieved by the US tariff, but India must trade carefully. Let us not forget after 1950s Panchsheel Agreement and the slogan Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai, China betrayed India by launching the 1962 war. So China can't be trusted blindly. Even today, the India-China border of nearly 3,000 kilometers remains disputed, leading to frequent skirmishes. The 2020 Galwan Valley clash is a stark reminder. Tensions escalated to the brink of war. Although relations have improved compared to 2020-21, real progress will require concrete steps from China on the border dispute. Both nations need to reach a mutual understanding on how to support each other in the region. Prime Minister Modi understands China's game plan very well, which is why he is taking each steps very carefully. Chinese media has consistently stated that Modi's visit to China is happening in response to Trump's tariff policies, and there is some truth in that. Trump may underestimated Modi, and this has led to criticism within the US itself. Some American analysts have warned that India's tilt towards China could be dangerous for the US, and it may lead India to explore better global trade opportunity elsewhere. According to Presswood, a strategist from US investment firm, the steep tariff imposed by Trump on India appear to be more personal than policy driven, especially when compared to India's oil imports from Russia. Trump assumed that by applying tariffs he could force India to bend, but what he did not realize is that India today is not the India of the 1980s. Modi has stood firm even in the face of a global superpower. This hardline stance has led to the collapse ongoing US-India trade talks. India has made it clear unless the additional 25% tariff are removed, there will be no further dialogue. A US delegation was supposed to visit New Delhi for talks, but Trump cancelled the visit, citing India's oil imports from Russia as the main obstacle. But India has clearly stated that Russia is a trusted partner, and not only will oil imports continue, but they may even increase. It is also being questioned why Trump imposed such high tariffs of India, considering that India imports only 35% of its crude oil from Russia, while China imports 48%, yet Trump levied only 30% tariff on China. The underlying reason seems to be Trump's personal frustration with Modi. Trump repeatedly claimed that he prevented a India-Pakistan war using trade pressure, and he hoped to earn a Nobel Peace Prize for it, a claim Pakistan accepted but India flatly rejected. PM Modi even made a statement in the Indian parliament saying that no third country had any role in the India-Pakistan ceasefire. In retaliation, Trump invited Pakistan's Field Marshal Asim Munir for a lunch on and even called Modi to attend, but Modi refused outright. Trump had planned to sit both Munir and Modi at the same table to publicly validate his diplomatic claims, but Modi saw through the plan and avoided it. Meanwhile, a US appellate court has ruled Trump's tariff action as unconstitutional, stating that only the US Congress had the power to impose such tariffs. Trump is reportedly furious and has warned that removing tariff could economically weaken America. Regardless, Modi's visit to China has clearly sent a message to the US when Putin, Xi Jinping, and Modi stand together and shake hands at the SCO summit. America is sure to take notice and feel the pressure. Thank you. Namaskar. Once again, I request you to continue watching Agenda with Ashok Rai. Namaskar.